Hi, welcome back. In this video, we will build a desktop app which converts between different currencies. And it gets the currency from a real-time website. And it uses that current currency rate to do the conversion between different currencies. So to be able to understand this video, you should have taken the previous video where we built a sentence maker app, a very simple app, which looked like this. So you enter some text and it makes a sentence out of that. So now let's make the currency converter. I'm going to actually duplicate this file, copy it and paste it in the same directory, give it another name, currency converter, because now I'm just going to add more codes to this because the two apps are very similar. So I'm going to change the title to currency converter. For this video, all we're gonna have is this input box here and then the button, and then we get the output in here. So we're gonna enter something like 10 and we're gonna get the currency converted into euros. So for this app, we're gonna focus only from USD to euros. Then in the next video, I'll show you how to add drop-down lists here so that you can let the user convert between any currencies. For now, let's take things step by step as usual. So let's have a text box here, a button and the label. That's the window, that's the layout, that's the text box in here, and the button, let's say convert. And we add it to the layout, and then when the button is clicked, we're gonna call a function, also known as a slot in PyQt. So this function currently is make sentence. So I'm gonna replace this with show currency and then provide it here as well, show currency. No need to call it, just mention it inside the connect method. So show currency, and then we get the input text, text.text, text points to this input box, and then we extract the actual value that the user enters. Let's say it is 10. So input text will be equal to 10. Then what should we do to that value? Well, the input text is gonna be multiplied by the current exchange rate. And we're gonna get the exchange rate from a function which we built previously in the course using Beautiful Soup. So if you didn't take that video, is at the end, near the end of browser automation and web scraping section. So this was the code, that's the function that we need. Also, we need the imports here. So I'm going to copy that and paste it on top in here. So we import Beautiful Soup. In this line, we import requests. And then this function gets an in currency and out currency value as arguments. And then it constructs this URL. So the URL is the URL that points to the X-Rates website, which gives us current currencies. So for example, if I get this URL and I go to the browser, I enter it here and replace this part with from USD and to euro, and I enter and it takes me to this page. So that's the current rate as I'm speaking. It changes every a minute or so. So Python then is gonna get the source code of that URL of that page, and then it's going to be extracting that element of the HTML of that page where that value is, where that rate is, this one in here. So we did that, we built that already, and then we clean that value because it has this euro string, so we clean that out. we remove that euro and we end up with a float, which is going to be this number only. So this function, what this does is it returns the float, the rate, the currency rate between any two exchange rates. So since we said that for this video we're going to work only on exchanging from USD to euro, I'm just going to give them some default values for now. In the next video we're going to have this completely dynamic. So for now we have from USD to euros. And so back to our show currency function now. This function is responsible to interact with our widgets, and this function is another thing. See, so this calculates stuff, it processes external calculations. It does in this case, it does web scraping. This is not related to our graphical user interface, so we simply call this function in here now. So let's say the rate is equal to get currency, and that's it. And then input text times the rate. So let's say the user entered 10, we multiply that by the rate, which is this one, for example. And then we get the output. So let's call this the output is equal to that. And then in the output label, we provide the output value, this one in here. Yeah, so let's try this. First I need to install this beautiful soup, which you can install by using pip install beautiful soup 4. Beautiful soup 4. I have a typo. I'm missing an I. Beautiful soup 4. The package is installed, and then we also need pip install requests. Right, once you install those, you're ready to run this code. So enter 10, press convert, and the window disappears. And when that happens, it means you have an error. So look at your terminal, and you see here I have an error in this line, line 20. 20 is here. Output, it says that it cannot multiply sequence by non-int. That is because input text is a string. So when the user enters 10 in here, Python will read it as a string. So what you want to do is you want to convert it into a float. And then you can use it to do multiplication and other math operations. So run again, enter 10 here, convert. Another error. Let's see this time, it's in line 21. So output label set text output. This time it says that self text, as you see here, it accepts a string as argument. But argument was float. So we have the float here, which is a product of that times that. So for this to work with set text, you need to convert it into a string. So run again, try 10, convert, and that's the output. So 10 euros is equal to $8.8. And of course you can round this up using a round function and have, for example, 2 numbers after the decimal point. Run 20 converts, and now it looks better. 6 after the decimal points. And that's our script for now. So we built what we planned to build, and that was making an app which converts between euros and dollars. Now, to make this even more advanced and let the user select what currency they want to convert from and to, we need to use drop-down list widgets. So we're going to do that in the next video. We're going to add 2 drop-down lists widgets before these other widgets. So see you in the next video.